Naturally, while utilizing the technologies at home in the Russian Federation, that is, we proceed from the assumption that there is a need to ensure safety first and foremost. Incidentally, according to the latest estimates of IAEA, this is exactly the case. The Russian nuclear reactors are regarded as safest in the world. The experts would know. This relates to the direct protection. Such reactors have two layers of protection, specially designated mechanics to protect them purely intellectually in the assembly line period of mounting the reactors. And incidentally, all other reactors in the world being produced currently, our reactors, would hold on a direct hit of the medium-size, few tons worth of plane of medium range. And that's a mechanic protection, of course, I've mentioned. And in this regard, one more thing to be mentioned here. Our cooperation is of overall nature as regards our Indian partners. That relates to the scientific research that has to do with the construction and building, and this relates also to supplies of nuclear fuel, where the Indian nuclear energy has an interest. It relates to disposal of the waste. To ensure safety, the latter is one of the key elements, and such services are being provided by our nuclear energy experts to the Indian partners. On top of that, we've been working in close cooperation with our foreign partners from different countries, primarily from the European countries. Of course, I'd like to share with you the fact that while winning those bids abroad, like in India or the Chinese People's Republic or other countries for that matter, we've been involving around 15–20% of our partners to be involved in such projects from Europe, with some of which, in fact, we have built on a strategic partnership in this area, for that matter, and both in Russia, and while cooperating with our foreign partners, we are proceeding from the assumption that the end user could get the best quality and competitive product on affordable prices, and at the same time addressing the major problem necessarily, that's the problem of ensuring safety with the use of nuclear energy. While I don't have to stress additionally the point here that indeed economy-wise it's very rational and useful. The modern reactors are used for the prospect of being utilized for 50 years to come. And certainly, because of the fluctuations of world prices and rates on hydrocarbons, indeed, this is a substantial advantage. And atomic energy is cheaper too. But while taking a look at the overall complex of issues related to safety and ecology, many people believe, and I have to agree with them, that nuclear energy is less stringent and less burden on nature than other ones. Just let's say the rates of energy could be compared to hydro energy, power energy, but we know what power energy is. You have to do with dams, flooding of vast territories, and getting out of economy certain arable lands, as it were. That's about the lot of people residing on those territories. And while taking a look at the thermal plants, this is about emissions after burning the coal or gas for that matter. We have to deal with that, and the as fuel. And this is another burden on ecology, much bigger than while using nuclear energy. I believe this is one of the promising disciplines of our interaction with India.
So we wait until solar energy, as Professor Zalfarov says, in 30 years will take over everything. That will probably be the cleanest. But now we move to Mumbai. I believe you have a question, Aditi, from one of the distinguished members of your gathering there.
Yes, Vikram, thank you. We have Mr. Rasi Shah, Chairman, CEO, Edelweiss, and he has a question for Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Prime Minister. I think as you spoke earlier, we also have a lot of clients who are engaged in the import-export business between the two countries. And as we are seeing that there is a rapid increase in trade opportunities between our two countries, there is also a feeling that on the banking side, the expansion of relationship and the deepening of relationship has not, evolved at the same pace. So the question I have, sir, for you is there a way that we can think about how to expand and deepen the banking relationships, in things like credit facilities, LC, trade financing and things like that between our two countries so that the trade can grow a lot faster? Because given the historic relationships and all, we do believe that it will be a very important catalyst, sir.
So the banking, in fact, has been seen as one of the bottlenecks for exporters. And it's even banks themselves who are not being able to operate in Russia. Only one, or I think just the ICICI Bank has been able to open up its operations in Russia. Is there something being done to liberalize that?
I believe that in Russia this sector is quite liberalized already, and the major world financial institutes are represented in Russia and quite active.
They account for a large share of the banking and financial sector of our country. I cannot recall a single major international finance institution that wouldn't be in one way or another represented in Russia. They all do operate in Russia and in generally successfully. Moreover, I can inform you, I don't think many are aware, that in the global financial economic crisis faced by the entire world, and that emerged not through no fault of India or Russia, we got it from other countries rather. Nonetheless, we had to face the consequences, we had to try and overcome them, struggle against them. So when we took certain steps to stabilize the banking sector, we rendered significant support to this sector of our economy, significant, and I stress, from the Central Bank of Russia resources, and some funds were also allocated by the government. When taking those measures, we made sure that they would cover all financial institutions that operate in Russia, including those co-owned by foreign investors. I believe I have the right to say that it is not in all countries that state support for financial sector covered foreign banks. While we did that, our legislation is quite liberal that regulates the banking sector. Unlike some major global economies, we have fully liberalized foreign exchange market. We have free inflow and outflow of capital. In financial crisis conditions, we decided not to put any limit on outflow or export of capital. Unfortunately, some foreign financial institutions that operate in Russia contributed to the outflow of capital from Russia in crisis conditions. But all in all, they were very responsible in that crisis, and we do not see